All right, this is going to be the second video for Notes 33A. It's going to be problems 2, 3, and 4, which are the right triangle. We've got the area of a circle information, and then problem number 4 is all about percentages. All right, so problem number 2, it says 2 legs of a right triangle. So let's go ahead and draw ourselves a little picture here. Right triangle, and of course, a reminder, the legs are the 2 sides that make the actual right angle. And so those 2 legs are 4 centimeters and 6 centimeters. What is the length of the hypotenuse? I don't know. So I'm going to call it X because I'm a math person and X is my variable of choice. All right, so for this, let's set it up. We're going to do leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. And basically at this point, we're just solving. All right, so 4 squared is 16, 6 squared is 36. There's going to be x squared. So if I add 16 plus 36, it's going to be 52. All right. And then, I need to take the square root. All right. So when I do that, that is going to be, depends on your kind of process here. I know that 52 is 4 times 13. All right, I know that sounds like kind of a weird thing to know, but I do. And so when I do this, I know it's the square root of 4 times the square root of 13. And that's going to equal x. All right, my little pencil's leaving gaps behind. So that's going to be 2 root 13, and our units are centimeters. So that is the length of the hypotenuse. All right, moving down to number 3 here, I'm going to give you the area of a circle. So area is 49 pi square inches, and I want to know the radius, the diameter, and the circumference. So area formula is area equals pi r squared, so that's going to be 49 pi. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by pi. So r squared is equal to 49. And kind of like the last problem, I'm going to go ahead and take a square root. I don't think I mentioned it in the last one, but when we do take the square root here, normally if you were just solving the equation r squared equals 49, you'd be looking for 2 answers because you'd have both the positive number and the negative number squared could equal 49. Because r in this situation is representing the radius of a circle, your radius can't be negative. In problem number 2, X was representing the side of a triangle, and no, you can't have a side of a triangle be negative either. All right, so this is going to be R is equal to 7. So 7 units are inches. If you know your radius, all right, the diameter is 2, whoops, let's try that again, 2 times the radius. So the diameter is going to be 2 times 7, so that's going to be 14 inches. And then circumference, 2 different formulas. We'll just go with the one that's d pi. You could also do circumference is equal to 2 pi r. In either case, let's see, diameter is 14, so we'll do this as 14 pi inches. All right, so radius, diameter, and circumference are all just measurements of length. And so those are all just the unit, in this case, inches, for your answers. All right, last problem here is a percent problem. It says 25%, right? So we got a 25%, took the placement test. 21 students took the placement test, and I am asking for 2 different things. I'm asking how many total students were there, and I want to know how many students did not take the placement test. Okay, so off to the side here, I'm going to make a little note here. I want to know the total students, and then did not take. That way I know it's the did not take the placement test. This way I know I've got 2 different answers I'm looking for. Okay, so if I start with my percent, so 25%, a gentle reminder that 25% is 0.25. So we're going to do, actually I'll write this out, percent times total equals our part. So our percent for this problem was 0.25. Our total is the part we don't know. And we do know that 21 students took the placement test. So this percent represents the number of students that took the placement test. This part represents the number of students that took the placement test. So that's what we're going to go off of. To solve this, I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 0.25. So x equals, let me grab a calculator if I can. Calculator, there we go. And put my notes back up here. Split the screen. There we go. Okay. I don't need the calculator to be that quite as large. So clear off whatever was in there. So 21 divided by 0.25, 84. All right. So how many total students were there? 84 students. And if 84 total students, right, there were 84 total students, and I know that 21 took the placement test, I can simply subtract that to find the number that didn't take it. So 84 minus 21 would be 63 students. All right, this is where I'm going to end this video. Again, this was just a little refresher on, you had Pythagorean Theorem here, you had area and circumference of a circle, and this last part is on percent problems. Folks, as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know, and we'll see you in the next one.